This is a review of the Bonvvie LED video light. And in the box you get the light itself, cold shoe mount, stand, charging cable, and user manual. So let's take a closer look. First off, the user manual gives us everything we need to know, but what I don't like about it is that the text is so small and it's gray instead of black print, so it really sometimes, unless it's in super light, it's kind of like hard to read. I have to basically strain to even look at it, but it gives me all the information I need. The charging cable is USB-C to USB-A, and to charge this light up we would use a 5 volt 2 amp source or a 5 volt 3 amp input source. So you don't want to go over that. The cold shoe has an adjustable to tilt, which is nice, really need that, and it will tilt either way, okay? And then we have the knob here which will tighten and loosen. The light itself, quality wise, I would say build quality is excellent. Plastic frame, plastic all the way around. Back is hard plastic. Seems to be well built. There's input. The input is on the side, USB-C input, so use this cable. On the back also there is a power button here, and then there are two buttons here, two dials I should say. One on the left is for brightness, and the one on the right is for color. So the way we would turn this on is here, and then the display comes on. So right now I have the dials all the way down. Brightness at 0, the color at 3000 Kelvin. So that's here. The brightness, if I want to adjust that, I go to the right, and it goes up in increments of 1% as you turn it. If you were to turn it, you could of course do that, but maximum is 100% on the brightness. Just take that down, so all the way up, all the way down. And then the color goes from 3000 Kelvin, which is warm light, and then it would go all the way up to 6500 Kelvin, which is a whiter, cooler light. So let's put this on, and the increments on this one is by hundreds. So if you take it notch by notch like that, see 100, and then all the way up to 6500. So let's start with the 3000 just to give you an idea. So here we have some brightness. I don't want to go too bright so you can see that. But now if I go with the color, you start getting cooler. There. Okay, so now I'm at max 6500. So let's do brightness at 100. So this is max. I don't want to go completely in the camera, but anyway, so that's at 6500 Kelvin, 100% brightness. Turn those back down and shut it off. All right, so pretty good. The tripod or holding stand is plastic, very lightweight, cheaper. It's a cheap little tripod. One thing about it is, now I forgot to mention that this is 1/4 inch. So this fits everything that I have: tripod, camera, light box stand, because I use light boxes for these types of videos. And I have one of my lights went, so I have a stand to use. I already tried it on there, so it fits everything that I have. Mini tripod, so I'm happy about that. Pretty universal. This particular tripod, okay, so this unscrews. So it comes like this. So there it is for storage. But now you can unscrew that. So now you have this, so you can use this, but this has to be, if you're going to use it, it has to be low like that. I mean, if you could use it like this, but it's not that stable, but not bad. You have an option with that. It depends on your use. Then with this, so we have an option of putting that on the top, like so, and then one step further, you can go up here, and then if you turn it, it locks in, and you have that extra height there. So I like that. Then you just screw it down, turn, and then turn it, and it locks in. Pull it back off, and screw it back in. And of course, you can use this shoe. I tried it on the camera. I slid that right into the top of the camera, and also this can be used with this, and this can be used with the light tripod that I have, the light stand, and this will then screw right into the top of that stand. So pretty universal. I kind of like that. You have some flexibility, and I did test it. I didn't video that part of this for sake of time, but I did test this, and it seemed to be pretty good to use to balance off my box lights that I use for video. So I'm anxious to try that, but I did it just with the lights on without filming anything, and it seemed to really work. It seemed to balance nicely, and then of course I can go higher, lower, wherever I need to go with it. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of different uses for this light. So at this point, I'm happy with it, happy with the order, glad I ordered it, and only time will tell how well it works. But if there is any issues with it at all, I will do an update on the video. I do not anticipate any. I think this will serve me well. And so anyway, I want to thank you for viewing, and you have a great day.
Camera light. It's like a picture frame size, and it looks really nice. It's a diffused lens, completely diffused. I really like the knobs, brightness, color. So it's 5 volts. Input is 2 amp, 3 amp, so it can be quick charged. And then the rating is 5,000 milliamp hours. So it's 18.5 watt hours. And it's 15 watts. 15 watts is very bright for a small light. On the side, USB-C. So it's charged by USB-C. It has a 1/4-inch screw on the bottom. It's brass inserted. The unit looks really nice. It's actually well made. It comes with this tripod. And it's a twist and turn lock. Hold it this way. So it seems to be quite stable. So it's got the cold shoe mount and thread. This can actually thread onto the tripod. And then that gives the ability to use it on the light pin. So this goes onto the the light. If it didn't have the pin, then it would start swiveling. So it comes with a USB-C cable. It has a charge indicator right here, 4 bar. I'm going to let it fully charge, and then I'm going to test out the light. This is 1%. So I'm going to turn it up. There's 10. There's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. I think it provides a good amount of light. That's 100%. I'm just recording my my bicycle trailer in the winter, so it's just to get an idea of what it looks like. How bright the light will travel, basically travel right up to the top of the tree. So if I turn the light off, then there's nothing. 5K and 6,500. Yeah, I like the softer light. That is the 3000K 6,500. It's almost like a actual screen. It has a very nice diffuse lens. Even when it's cranked up, I don't see any LEDs behind the light. I really like that. They're not showing through. So it definitely looks like a professional light. Display, it shows 1%. It's not as easy to read on the phone, but when I'm looking at it, it's perfect. And I really like how I can go from 1% all the way up to 100. And then I can also change the color. It provides quite a bit of light. I think this light works really well.
This is a review of the Bonvvie LED video light panel and its accessories. The package came with the light panel itself, an owner's manual, a really interesting mount. I'll get into that in a minute. USB-C recharge cable, and a tripod, which we'll also get into in a minute here. The light panel itself works very good, very even, well-distributed light. Turn this on here. I mean, this doesn't show particularly well in the camera, but we can adjust color temperature. We'll get into this a little more in a minute. And brightness. If I flip this over, you can see the back side here, digital readout. And I'm going to improve visibility, let's put a light under this so we can see the reflection and turn the intensity up so that we are at 3000. And as we work our way through the spectrum, I don't have a meter, but these colors seem to be fairly accurate. This is roughly 6500K. This does appear to be about 3000. The intensity seems reasonably accurate. It turns off at 0%. It doesn't get extremely dim. It does not throw a massive amount of light, but more than enough for most small studio use. Turn this off. We have a standard mount on the bottom. This also included this interesting little mount here, which can go into the bottom and does not screw on tight. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I mean, this isn't moving. This isn't wiggling. It's in there tight enough, but I'm not a fan of the gap. The bottom side is a shoe mount with another 1/4 inch threaded holes, so you can attach this to another tripod, or you can attach this to a camera if you have an available shoe mount. Either one works. It's lightweight enough that you should be able to put this on top of a camera without any real problems. This did also include a small tripod. I'm going to go into this just because it's an interesting design and idea. You see we have a 1/4 inch threaded mount here on the top. Open up the legs. Took me a minute to figure out how this thing actually works. So you're supposed to unscrew the centerpiece as I drop it here. Quite durable too. Look, didn't break at all. And then you can either place this directly on the work surface and attach the light panel directly to it, or if you want a little more light, we can attach this. This does extend upwards even further. I'd have to move my camera to get it all, but total of, that's maybe 10 inches of elevation. We have about 4 here, so it gets it'll get the bottom of the light mount up to about 14 inches off the surface. This does seem fairly stable. It's got a little bit of a flex, so I wouldn't put anything too heavy on it, but it's certainly more than enough for this light panel. My overall rating is a thumbs up. This is a good light panel. It's going to be a well-used part of my kit. Thanks.